Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very good Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage Live right here on your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you to everyone for listening live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, tune in iHeartRadio, Apple Music, watching on YouTube, or listening to this on podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Matt Iwanyk, Benny the Intern, and Tom Gazzola with you here. I'm going to call them both out. Actually, I can't call it one of them. But we were supposed to have two other guests on today. And I'm going to just start quickly by calling them a little bit. Belzy texted me last night going, hey, apparently I'm in a golf tournament tomorrow. Can't make the hangout. But I could do Thursday or Friday. So he's coming in on Friday.
Okay.
So I'll give him benefit of the doubt. He did offer to come on a different day. Patty from the Canadian Brew House.
Patrick.
He messaged me and he says, I have to reschedule. Something popped up. I'm trying to get you someone else because I don't want to get beaked on the hangout. I was like, don't worry about it. We're going to beak you on the hangout in one way or the other.
That's right.
So good job, Patty. Good job, Patty. Yeah, round of clicks for Patty from the Brew House.
Yeah, these are obnoxious clicks for you, Patrick.
For failing to show up for the hangout the day after the EST Golf Classic. Oh, yeah. Rescheduling, Patty. Quote, unquote. Rescheduling. Is that what happened there?
Oh, Pat. At least he was at the tournament yesterday. That was good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he rescheduling, or is he sleeping and working off? That
recovery.
Can't show up, and then the staff here are showing up the next day, but Patty can't do it. Can't get it done.
Ooh.
Although actually, if anyone could actually get it done better than anyone else, it's probably Patty.
He's quite proficient.
Yeah, he's dealt with a few events, I must say, and I probably shouldn't call him up too much on that level. But
no,
yeah, still,
a little bit's fine.
If you know Pat from the CBH, let him know today that he failed to show up to the hangout. If you know him at all, text him. Give him a shout. Like, I heard you didn't make the hangout today. Good job. Yeah. That's all you have to say to him.
Oh, God.
He doesn't want to be beaked today, so I'm going to beak him for a little bit to start.
You're getting beaked.
Boys, how are you feeling today?
Good. I was describing how I feel today via a meme video, which I'll pull up shortly, but that was a great golf tournament. Hats off to you again, Iwanyk. Like,
thank you.
Fantastic. It was, listen, it as about as good as it could be. Like, you can't throw out perfect, but it was excellent. Like, everybody was moving along nicely. Everybody was having a good time. They had moments to catch up. Like that bottleneck around what hole is that? Like 5 and 15 or 14, whatever, where the restroom is. You know, where there's three holes converge.
Oh, the one with the BP's tent? Yeah.
4, 6, 7.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, so that that one didn't get too clogged up.
No.
Like it was just good. And like the food holes were good. The giveaways were fantastic. Everyone at the tents was pretty pleasant and great to chat with. So I had a great day. I shout out to Taran Sandwith and Mike and Marshall that I got to golf with from GS Construction, and those guys were beauties. Like, it was a great time. And Sandy's a beauty. I understand why him and Joaquin are such good friends. It was funny too, because their buddy Marshall, who doesn't work at GS, he does his own like snowmobiling kind of like adventure company out in BC. But they've known each other for years and years and years. So every time they would go to a tent to introduce themselves, they'd be like, oh, we're GS Construction. Then Marshall would be like, yeah, you know all the like blockades and barricades holding up all the roads in the city? It's these guys. And Trad's like, shut up. So it was such a good time, and big thank you to all the partners and sponsors. Like, honestly, that was such a fun time.
I'll rattle off the thanks to all the sponsors and partners, everyone, right away. But you brought up GS Construction, so I'll start with them. Official platinum sponsor. They provided our dinner yesterday at the ranch. GS Construction, hiring now, become part of their great team today when you visit gsconstruction.ca or their page at indeed.ca. For the past 50 years, the foundation of GS Construction has been built on efficiency, quality, safety. Take your career to the next level. Join them. Team at GS Construction. I'm not going to lie, I've thought about like a little bit with GS Construction, and like they are everywhere.
Yep.
I drove behind his GS Construction truck today trying to turn onto 104. Like, I actually really would love one day to just sit down with Taran and learn his story of how he built an empire of GS Construction.
I asked him yesterday about that. It was him and his buddies.
And from a playing career to building the the construction company around. Like that is, I'm just very fascinated by that story.
I was curious too, because he took it over from his dad, but it was a smaller construction company. And you know what? Have that conversation with him. And for a guy that, like, he played in the NHL briefly, spent a lot of time in the minors, obviously, he's just a down-to-earth dude. Likes to have fun. Just a good guy. So I think you would be fascinated by the story. He told me yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, like, well done.
Thank you again to Tran and GS Construction. The dinner partner, platinum partner. Actually, it was funny when I sent out the email to everyone, just like of things. He was like, yeah, just give me, what do you need? Like, he was like, it was that. Yeah, so it was fantastic. And then great partner of EST just overall, including two guys and a goalie. Benny, how was your first ever EST Golf Classic?
Great. So fun. Had a blast. Combine crew, you guys were great. It was definitely did not win, but but great vibes. I would say we had the most fun. I mean, a crew. We had a great time. It was great. Yeah, the whole thing from start to finish. The dinner after, just like I loved, like, my biggest knack with golf is when people are playing slow golf in front of you and you're sitting there just like on your phone for 20 minutes. This is like when you have that time where you're waiting for the crew ahead of you to go, you're talking with the people, the sponsors there at the tent, and doing some type of fun games with them, getting giveaway stuff. Like it was a blast. That's my first ever like tournament, a golf tournament I've been in. So
really?
Yeah. I've never played any other one. So
I'll get in them. They're fun.
They yesterday was of eye opening. I'm like, I need to be more of these. They're a lot of fun.
You will be.
Yeah. So
that's what happens.
It was a blast. That was awesome. A lot of recovery last night, which was much needed for today, but it was good.
Yeah, a couple buddies of mine, they were at the tournament yesterday. They won a few things. They
did.
They did.
They were golfing with your dad and brother, right?
Yeah. They
had a good haul.
Yeah, but it's like they'll spend their summers planning out just whatever golf tournament they can get in.
Yeah.
And they don't even care what it's for. They just want to play in a golf tournament.
Yeah.
And they'll just be like, yeah, this golf tournament, let's do this one. Okay, let's do it. And they plan.
Oh.
And the one I used to do a little bit more with them. We've got one coming up in August. The one I have the trophy from. I golf with those boys and stuff. But it's fun just getting into tournament golf.
Yeah.
It's just a blast.
It is, it was awesome.
Norman the Comics, you also had Hernan with you. The Latino, he was a perfect caddy yesterday. He sat in his cart, delivered hydration when needed, and cheered us on. How was driving around with Hernan?
How much hydration did he get for himself, by the way?
None. Zero. He was
not thirsty by the end of the night, I'll tell you.
No, definitely not. He was a blast. He was just like every hole, like he was like, this course is hard. I'm like, yeah, it's
he came up to me and was like, this is a hard course. I was like, yeah, like it's a challenging one for people. He's like, oh, look, like I was at Eagle Rock a couple of weeks ago and like there's like maybe 2 hard holes in here. Like it's like every hole so hard. And I'm just like, well, yeah. But he wanted to golf after.
Good.
I came up during dinner. He's like, I just want to start golfing. I want to play. Like, I think he wants to play tournament golf.
Yeah. Well, but then like, it's funny. He said that and he turns around like 10 minutes later. He goes, I can never do that, man. I can do what you guys did. Oh, swinging the club all day. Oh God, way too much. I was like, but you just told Matt he'd want to golf.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Reed came up to me. He was like, I wish it was 15 to a degree. I'm like, for tournaments, 15 probably would be a nice number.
Yeah.
Regular golf, 18 is perfect. Yep. Tournaments might be one where it's like, that one probably could be 15.
Yeah, I noticed by hole 16, 17, 18, I was like, all right, I'm good for this.
You wanted to go eat?
Yeah, I'm good for this one to be done.
Bronco Nick, I golfed with Reed Wilkins. Summer is complete. Abutsky, he asked, did Zach's golf lessons pay off for him? Did anyone see Zach golf yesterday?
I heard he made some okay shots. Yeah. Like there's some actual noticeable improvement in his game. Somebody mentioned that to me. I didn't see Zach swing though. I briefly saw him in passing, but I didn't see him.
I watched him practice.
And
I saw probably 5 shots. 2 of them were good.
Hey, that's good. That's 40%.
Yeah, 40%.
Yeah, hey.
40%. So
I'll give him that.
Yep.
How'd you shoot?
Oh, god awful. I feel bad. Like I didn't start playing well until the later end, and I think it's because I got a little more loose. But like to start, like I was telling them, like I'm not a very good golfer, boys. Like I'm high 90s, like low hundreds guy. And I started off like a 120 guy. Like I looked bad, real bad. I was like,
it's the jitters of playing with someone you haven't played with.
Yes.
Yeah,
it gets in your head.
Yeah, I was like, I put the bar low for me because like truly, like that's what I'm at. but somehow I'm like lower than what I put the bar at. I'm like, I'm brutal, guys. Sorry. But then eventually I got decent near the end, but yeah.
I sculled my first tee shot.
Yep.
But like at 2 or 3 holes in, started making shots, and we had one of those groups that like everybody was getting along, and if one guy didn't make a shot, someone was there to step up. We had a good group that way.
Yeah.
So I think we ended up like -10.
Nice.
Whoever was -18, like bravo guys.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Jeff Kilburn and his group,
Wow.
-18.
Well done.
Paramount couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
Couldn't repeat.
They wanted it.
-17.
Trev was sad.
You on lock shop today?
No. Oh, yes, with you. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, with you.
Sorry, just
And anything else?
No. Today's Jay. Wednesday. Today's Jay.
It's on Thursday.
No, I said Monday, Wednesday. Because I have to do Thursday.
I thought he said Thursday. There's no CFL games Thursday.
Yeah, but
Starts on Friday, right? So.
I thought, well, yeah, I'll still jump on tomorrow because I think I told him that day.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, hold up,
Just
everyone,
curious.
for a quick second.
Sorry, boys.
It's fine.
I said Monday and Wednesday. I said, sorry to bug on time off, but could you do lock shop on Monday and Wednesday with Dusty? All good. And no problem, my man.
Oh, all right then.
So,
He said it was going to be Thursday, but we'll find out.
okay.
I guess.
Mop says he golfed well for Zach.
Good.
Loves to talk. Mop ass.
No, really?
Oh, no way.
Cash,
You
we're
just
behind.
noticed?
Cash, we're behind Zach. Let's just say he made some good contact. I'll take that.
Likes
He's
to talk,
improving.
huh? Sometimes Zach will just talk and you'll walk away and he's still going. And you're like, oh, are you really still talking?
I want to say it's the younger generation.
Yeah, it could be.
But Zach's here. Or the Zach's, Benny's here.
He doesn't do that.
Yeah,
that's why I
He's
say-
the same age.
The more,
Yeah, Jay texted I'm on today. Oh, Dusty's
Oh,
walking.
here we go.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that.
Is Jay on lock shop today?
Oh my God.
Jay texted he's on. So just a heads up. So yeah. Okay, I'm going to do quick shout outs.
Yep.
Gallo LLP and Preet.
Yes.
A&W, as well as Wayne Sports Cards. Wonderful prizing that
Yeah.
they did give us.
Yep.
the Wayne Sports Card mascot.
Yeah,
Shout out him.
I forgot his name. But then Wayne and his dad, they decked out their golf cart. I don't know if you saw it. They made it look
No.
like a pirate ship.
Oh, that was them?
Yep.
I saw that. That was awesome.
Yeah. Your mom brought up a good idea that maybe for next year to try to get like some sort of prizing for like best dressed team.
I like that.
And maybe even
good.
like if what you, I don't know, cart one might be a little too hard, but best dressed cart and stuff like that.
That was very impressive. And I like shout out to Combine Crew, Grumpy Cats team, and others that like had the matching. The Nielsen crew. Like I like when they put like thought into what they're wearing as a team. I think that's kind of neat. Actually, I think that's super fun. So it just adds to the vibe of the tournament. So I like that. So that is a good idea. How was my mom, by the way?
She was great. Her and Sickler were together on the putting green.
Yeah.
They were fantastic getting people to just go on the putting green, enter a contest for a flat of Alley Cat beer and a hat.
Yeah.
And, got them the nice EST tent to keep them in the shade and stuff. So I think she was playing a little bit of the cornhole too.
Yeah, she likes that.
They were great. So yeah, well, thank you to her. Thank you to Sickler, who were great on the putting green. Tracy and Mary.
Yes, thank
going
you.
around. They delivered the pizza. For the people that missed it, they went and did some 50-50s. Mary took some photos.
Yep.
So Tracy helped with the prizing at the end. So it was a big thank you to all of our volunteers for their help. Thank you to everyone. Well, round
Round of clicks. Round of clicks.
to everyone that was on the course, the High Product Marketing and Brett. We had
good
the
to
River
see Brett.
Cree Resort and Casino who had tacos, I believe.
Yep.
Plant Life
tacos.
Canadian Brew House with poutine or poutine, however you want to call it. And Fireball Skis Shot. Is that what it
Shotsky.
was?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those girls were awesome from Brewhouse.
Yeah.
Did you write a love letter to them?
I did not.
I
but,
wrote one. They liked it.
What do
Yeah.
you mean read a love letter?
They're like, I think it was actually just their idea, but it was clever.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, write like a note to us.
Yeah.
Like a high school note. And I'm like, okay, I got this.
We had, I can't remember which one from our group did it, but it was pretty funny. They said they got some interesting messages.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, good to know.
Yeah.
we had Goat Track Social Club out there. GCL Diesel was out on the hole giving away some really nice water bottles.
Yes.
And-
Shout out to the guys
And
there.
golf balls.
Oh, yeah?
I needed those
Yeah.
badly.
During the round?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I talked to Cam too from GCL. Good to see him.
Yeah,
Great
it's
guy.
always good seeing
Yeah,
you.
and his brother was there too.
Yes.
Yeah, I met him.
Who's Chief Financial Officer.
Yes, great guys.
group over there.
Yeah, and Brett and Winter from Hive. because Chelsea's off, right?
Yep. Chelsea's, but Brett loves doing that stuff, and like he loves everything we're doing with EST. So it was really good to talk with Brett and meet his wife, and they had a fun time. And he reminded me, so that somebody one day a couple weeks ago in the office was like, we should do patches for EST.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, that's actually a great idea. Like maybe I'm always thinking like Nasty Club next year, some patches. And then I forgot. And literally this week, like on Sunday and Monday, I've been thinking about what was that thing that we were and I was thinking about, and then I went up to Brett saying hi, and he's like, yeah, somebody mentioned patches. And I wrote a note. I'm like, that's exactly what I've been thinking about. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So I was very happy.
So like ones you can sew onto like bags and stuff.
So on. Yeah.
That would
like,
be good. I have a backpack that I'd want to do that.
A lot
with.
of people like patches. So that might be one of the things I'm going to have to look
good
into.
idea.
Farnese Insurance, Kev was out there with his candy. He learned from last year. Last year he had like a jar of candy and it was ridiculously hot and it melted together.
Yeah.
This year he had a bowl of candy. Chelsea Expedia Cruises.
Yes.
Who had a fun, what'd you guys have to do? Like put on like floaties or something?
One
person.
One person had to put on a floating swing.
Yeah.
I saw.
And she was there with Anthony, I think. Yeah.
I saw a few of them try to swing, and it was actually
tricky.
I saw Cam do it, and he actually hit a decent ball. Like considering the restraints, it was a nice ball that I'm like, you could go play that.
Not a lot of people from what I saw had any success with that.
Nope.
The Edmonton Riverhawks,
Yes. Great.
and the Edmonton Elks both coming out.
Great cruise.
Great cruise. Absolutely. Thank you to both them for coming out. Capital Care Foundation and Leo were out there.
That was wonderful.
More to come when it comes to Capital Care Foundation and Edmonton Sports Talk as we get into, we move towards August. They have their Feast on the Field on August 21st, I believe it is. August 22nd is their Capital Care Foundation at Red Tail Landing. We will be there live as Edmonton Sports Talk broadcasting all day. If you want to sign up for that, Capital Care Golf on our website, click the link. And there's also going to be a chance to win some golf, so stay tuned to EST. Boston Pizza for giving pizza to Tommy, big winner of the pizza for a year.
I couldn't believe it. If your brother didn't say anything, because I was talking to Taran, and your brother's like, because he was looking at his tickets, and then I had mine right in front of me, and he's like, Tommy, you won. I'm like, no way. And I got booed heavily, and I respect that. Well done to everyone that booed me, because rightly so. And I think like Tony and Curtis from BP were like laughing and chirping me. And I even said to Dusty, I'm like, do you want to redraw? He goes, no, whatever. So I gave it to my parents. Like,
sweet.
Yeah. Like, thank you. Like, awesome. And everybody that booed me, I thought that was perfect. And I was like, yeah, I earned this.
Also, I felt bad, but shout out to, Curtis, Westgate BPs, the winners of the Golf Classic. They each won pizza for a year from the Westgate BPs.
Nice.
And they also gave $25 gift cards, which went to second and third place.
We also made some bets with Tony, and I think all of us will be eating at BP for a year for free.
Alley Cat for showing up once again.
Yes.
We appreciate that. Advantage Sports Medicine, including Jeff Krischel out there.
Crusher.
He was having a good time. When I went to go see him, he's
so
like,
good.
it's good seeing so many faces he hadn't seen in a long time.
He had a great team out there too. They were so nice.
I went to go talk at that hole. Isabel was there, Norm, and Jaco. And as I was talking with Crusher, I almost got killed.
No.
We're talking, and a ball right by my ear.
Oh, my God.
Bounced the thing off my car right by my ear. It was Cal in the parks, his son.
He bombed the ball, apparently. Like, he was crushing it.
He on the hole before, there's like that little valley or something. Must have been there because apparently he yelled for. We didn't hear it. And it went right by me.
Oh, my
Holy.
God.
That
That is scary.
I was like, whoa. And so, I almost got killed. But I'm alive, so it's all good.
All right. Thank God.
Also, thank you to, it's the Mark Anthony group, but Long Drink.
Yeah.
And Two Hoots in your guys' carts before you guys all went out. Two Hoots, Long Drink. I know Tracy and Mary love the Long Drink.
It's so good.
They wanted to go order more inside. I'm like, I don't know if they have it inside.
Yeah.
It's a great, and I've been waiting to have the Long Drink, which is the official drink of the EST Hangout, the finished Long Drink, legend of 1952, a drink unlike any other sparkling refreshment, real liquor, longdrink.com/Canada, enter your postal code and find a liquor store establishment nearest you with the Long Drink in stock. The thing about the Long, I was like, I need to try this on a really hot day. Yesterday was that day.
Yeah.
And
It hits.
Good.
It works.
yeah.
It's good at all times, but when it's a hot day,
Yeah.
the Long Drink,
It's refreshing.
awesome.
I think me and Hernan split one. It was good.
So you had 2 sips and he had the rest.
Probably,
of it?
That's probably how it worked out.
From what I saw from
yeah,
that's how it probably went.
Damn it, that's who I needed to get one because I had extras. I needed to get you guys one.
Yeah, no, it was.
Hey, you got a Play Alberta t-shirt.
When I was
golf
driving,
shirt.
because I did a drive arounds. I
Yeah.
did stop at Play Alberta. I did pull the card, and I won a free golf shirt.
Oh,
And they're
nice.
like, hey, it's
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
one, and it's exactly the one we're wearing. We have.
Those are nice. Like I was,
Yeah.
I was soaked. Like it was so hot. Mine's in the wash.
Although they didn't have a medium, so I'm like, okay, give me a small.
oh,
It fits better than my medium.
really?
There you go.
Yeah. So now I got the Play Alberta shirt.
Yeah, that's good. I saw that today. I'm like, are you wearing the same shirt from yesterday? But it's
No, it's the PA one.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, thanks to our gold sponsors who are also on the holes. William Huff, Bruce Simpson, and his team.
yes, so good.
They were the sponsors of our golf balls, so everyone in their golf carts got William Huff golf balls.
Fantastic.
They were out at the holes doing hot dogs for people, getting some people fed,
The girls were great.
Yeah.
taking pictures with Dusty and Eric while on the course.
Yeah.
I spun
Yeah.
and I won 2 tickets to a Riverhawks game. And I said, I'm only going if the whole Simpson clan is there. That was my demand.
They helped us with a lot of things, the signage at the holes and stuff. Bruce and his team, they're always fantastic. They're always great, and they were jumped on board with the Golf Classic. So thank you for that. Jill, as I mentioned, in Paramount Flooring, they were trying to defend their title of the EST Golf Classic presented by Play Alberta, and they came up just short. They gave away an area rug.
Yes.
They had it look like a great time. Their crew seemed to have a good time. So thank you to them. They were the water bottle sponsors. So they were on our water bottles. And I still have more. If you head to an Edmonton Elks tailgate and you go visit the EST boys, there'll be some of those water bottles there. And then Damon Bunting, who the flags were sponsored by Damon
Those are
Bunting.
great.
Damon was having a good time. He was with Gager. I got a text after with Gager, and he says, the GIF. He said, this GIF is me and Damon after Jenny was the one from like Step Brothers. Did we become best friends or something? And I was like, well, Dusty, don't tell Dusty because Dusty might be mad.
I know.
You're
Oh.
best friends with Damon now.
And
But
I
it's
went
so-
to a basketball game with them last week, boys.
It's so easy being best friends with
He's
Damon.
great, dude.
So he's
a good guy.
He is fantastic. GS Construction. Oh, what is Jay telling me about Paramount? They had the best meat sticks ever. Oh, were they giving away meat sticks or something? Paramount? I know
there's-
Capital Care was giving away
yes.
freezies, which was also, I think.
I had brain for mine. I took a bite and it fell apart in the package. So I
Yes. You
tried
just
to eat
pulled
it
it
really
back?
quickly,
Yes,
and I
yes.
just had the worst brain freeze. I'm like, oh my
They
god,
creamsicles there too. I
They're
had a
delicious,
creamsicle.
yeah.
But meat sticks?
Yeah, the Paramount had, I think it was a couple, just like different types of snacks. I think I had cookies from them.
Okay.
I had like a
I-
pepperoni stick.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that's
yes,
maybe what it
yes,
is.
yes,
Yeah, I had that,
yeah.
Again, shout out to GS Construction, Tran. Really thank them for being our platinum sponsor. Huge thank you to Play Alberta being our title sponsor. They've done great with us here at EST from May. It started.
Yeah.
Did we start in May or was it April?
May.
It was
Oh,
May.
May, yeah.
It
Was it
feels-
end of May?
No, it would have
No.
been May. I don't. It was. It would have
No,
been.
it
no,
was
May.
April.
It was May 1.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
May 1. Yeah.
But for this tournament, like from the start, they became title sponsors. I remember talking to Jordan from Play Alberta. He's like, "We're gonna help you guys out." I was like, "Yeah, whatever you can give me for prizing." He's like, "We've got stuff." 2 Trey Ford signed Elks jerseys.
Yes.
Oiler home
Sweet.
opener tickets. A suite to an Edmonton Elks game.
That's all.
Coming up on the Labor Day rematch. I got to pick which game I wanted for that one.
Yeah.
On their holes, it was golf balls. It was shirts. It was promo codes.
Yes.
There was all sorts of things. We won socks. I got my socks from
got
Play
socks.
Alberta too. They were absolutely incredible. They were amazing title sponsors. Couldn't ask for better title sponsors
Game
for
Sense
this.
right next door.
Game Sense right next door. So thank you very much to Play Alberta for being not just or to everyone too.
Oh,
not
so
just
good.
being on board with EST,
Yeah.
but title sponsors of the EST Golf Classic. Shout out to the ranch.
Yes,
They
thank
know-
you.
Trevor and Adam do a great job
Yep.
doing tournaments. I went to Murray after. I'm like, you already know this, but your team's the best. And he's like, yeah, I know it. They do 190 tournaments a year. They know what they're doing.
Yep.
Nothing sweats, it causes a sweat for either of those two guys. They're always calling me. If you ever do need a tournament, the ranch is where to go because they crush it. Absolutely crush it.
Hank, the starter at the starting.
Hank is great.
Where the cards
Starter
are.
shack?
He's fantastic at the starter shack. The ambassadors. I think I was talking to Mike. I was just crushing jokes with him. Did I see a Tom out there? Anyway, all the crew as well. Like shout out to them, and then the greens crew. Like that course is immaculate.
Yeah, it looked great.
It is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well done.
So yeah, thank you to Murray for also always being on board with us and helping us out with that. He's part of EST, but he he's opened that door for us to be at the ranch.
Yeah.
With the golf tournament, we couldn't be happier to be out there. Also, another shout out to Chelsea from the Hive.
Yes.
I know Brett was there, but Chelsea's off right now.
Winter-
Crushed all the stuff I needed. Absolutely crushed it. And she's off on her maternity leave.
Yep.
And I knew like when she was going away, and she's like, I'm off work for a while. I'm like, perfect. So when things were coming, I didn't even text her once to be like, everything looks great. I didn't want to talk work. Monday she texted me, was like, have a great tournament. Everything come out great. I'm like, Chelsea, everything's fantastic.
Yep.
You're the best. Like, she's the best. If you ever need anything promotionally, the Hive Product Marketing, Brett and Chelsea and the team over there will take care of you. Everything was perfect from them. It all came in beyond in time. Everything was in my office. So they do great stuff. I'm so happy to have Chelsea around, even though I don't have her for a few months right now. But I know Brett's there, and Brett will do some great things.
And Winter made a great little refreshing beverage for everybody.
Honey.
Yeah, that was so good.
Really good.
With a little bit of mint in there.
Yeah.
And then I hope that people got their contact info for their marketing needs and items and products and stuff like that. And I know like Kelvin Van Dassler has used them for his real estate stuff. So that's the beauty of the connection of the golf tournament, and just good people connected with us, and we can be, again, thankful and appreciative enough.
Just a few more things, and then we could, my spiel's over.
And I want to share my spirit animal with everybody too when we get to
Yes.
Yes.
To the ESTers, thank you.
Yeah.
Good
awesome.
job out there.
Yeah.
Good job
too.
representing EST.
You crushed it.
Very proud of
crushed
that.
it.
To all the golfers, thank you very much. Like, I sold this out. Golf spots wise, I think like I sent them email out at 1, I remember. I was in a meeting right at 1 with, I think it was Dusty. We had a chat about something. So I'm like, I got to send this email. Sent the email out for registration open. Had my meeting with Dusty. Had to go back and go through all the emails to be like, okay, you're in. Okay, sorry, I got to put you on a wait list. I looked at timestamps. It was within 30 minutes we were sold out.
Jeez.
It was within 30 minutes it sold out back then. To the sponsors, like that one was, I think, like 95% sold within like a few weeks and stuff too.
Wow.
But like golf spots for the listeners, it was like within 30 minutes. Gone. Nasty Club members, there was nowhere to get anyone else in.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for the support from the Nasties.
I have a question for you. Have we announced our new initiative? Was there money going towards that yesterday or no?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll get to that right away here. I do want to give the biggest shout out though to our Nasties that weren't golfing yesterday. We had to go off the air at 8:00 yesterday on a Tuesday. And I am sorry we went off the air and you weren't, you couldn't be there for the fun. We appreciate you allowing us to take the day off of EST outside of the first couple of hours.
Yes.
To go about and have the EST Golf Classic. It's probably, I think, the only day of the year that now we just take off.
Yeah.
That's not a normal holiday. It's an EST holiday in a sense. So thank you for, allowing,
Appreciate the
for allowing us
patience.
to go out and have our day. And unfortunately, we don't provide you with any content on the day for the most part. So we thank you for allowing us to go do that. Big shout out to them. And then 50-50 yesterday. We get asked a lot. Or a fair amount, I shouldn't say a lot, like a fair amount about
it
like,
comes
hey,
up.
do you have anything to donate to this? Do you have anything to, and we've got we have some merch. We don't have a lot of stuff, and it's just like, well, I don't have a lot for you. So yesterday the 50-50 went to launch now. I've called it right now, tentatively, Edmonton Sports Talk Gives Back Foundation.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll come up with a different name. I'll have to get Tube Socks to come up with a logo. But some of the money raised, the 50-50, and I'm going to throw a little bit of extra bucks into it. It's going to go launch the EST Gives Back Foundation, so that when people come, I could go do different things, or we could donate in different ways. We can give back to the community in a way that we've received such great support from the community. We need to do more to give back. So hey, if there's that one thing, I go to Pro-Am and be like, hey, can I get something for a few bucks?
Yes.
To donate to this, and then we can go to our partners and work with our partners to give things. So glad that was something that we could get going and get that happening as we go into year 3 of EST. Now we have something like that is a good way. I know Capital Care Tournament, we're going to give them something. I'll go get something nice to give to them so that they can use it at a silent auction or something like that. So very happy about that. I think I'm done. Who's your spirit animal?
So I'll tell a little story. So after the tournament, We had some beverages on the patio. It was lovely. Thank you to the staff. The girls were fantastic, as well as the entire crew, like Maddie outlined already. And then like I was like, okay, who's all going downtown? DVD and I and Hernan had driven there together. DVD was working, had to file a story, and so he's like, hey, I got to go do a family thing. I have to go. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just hop in an Uber and I'll grab like all the downtown people and we'll go. So I had Jasmine, myself, Hernan, and Tanis. Tanis was with us. Anyway, Norm and Big Uke and the crew, they're like, are you guys going anywhere after? And I think Cash too for a bit. No, Cash couldn't. Cash is going on a great trip, by the way. They're like, you going anywhere? We're like, listen, we can go to Kelly's. And sure enough,
Of course.
we went back to
like also, of course.
Yeah, I know. It's just the rally.
DVD's around.
Yes, yeah.
DVD's around.
Well, yeah, exactly. And we
Oh.
saw Kelly and Stevie yesterday. Thank you to them.
Also, thank you, Derek Vendist.
DVD, yes.
He jumped in, pinch hit.
Yeah.
We needed somebody. He showed up. So thank you to DVD. And thanks to Mike, the Michigan fan, and his crew
Yep.
for understanding everything that was going on.
And just Pagnotta texted me during the football game Sunday night, like in the fourth quarter, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? His dog is really, really sick. They had to rush him to the vet emergency. And Pegs was texting Belzy and I and apologizing, and he wanted to be there. His plan was to be there. We'll get him back. So yeah, DVD, big thank you to him for stepping up on short notice. And I think he had a great time. So anyway, I'm like, okay, let's all hop in this Uber. Jazzy's doing the hand thing, and she's getting all into it. And Tan is going, and Hernan's they're yakking it up on the whole ride back. And I'm just like, oh god. So we get back to my place. We have a balcony beverage, and then I'm like, okay, we got everybody here. Everybody's good. I can get Hernan back. He needs to go home soon. And we're going to get everybody over to Kelly's. And then we'll say hi to the crew that joined us from the tournament. DVD joined us. And then I was there for was halfway through a beer. And I'm like, I can't make it. I'm so tired right now. And it was like 8 o'clock or something like that, 8:30. And I'm like, all right, this is it. I've learned enough. So I just go to the bar. I go to Stevie. I'm like, Stevie, just give me a round of shots and a beer. We do the shots, I drink the beer, and then I take a phone call, and I was out. And I was so tired. I fell asleep like immediately. Shout out to the crew. I don't know how you guys made it so long. Amazing. But I was and then the trade was happening too, and I was making calls and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. And I was lights out by like 10:30. I'm like, I'm done. So I was thinking, I'm like, who am I right now? You know, the kid that's picking up sticks and all that. Well, that's my spirit animal today. I'd like to play for everybody.
You got a lot of work to do?
This is me.
Yeah. I got water glass, pick stuff up,
That's
pick
me.
sticks, chairs, all kinds of stuff up.
What about the chickens? You gonna feed them?
Yep.
Yeah.
You do? What about the eggs?
Yeah, I'll check. I'm gonna check them. I'm gonna check the mail.
Well, I already checked the mail.
Okay.
Any?
Yeah, we did get a few things. Bills.
Okay. I'm gonna run over there and water glass over there. I'll be in the time 1.
What time?
1.
1?
Well, it's 5:40.
It's like, it's 5:40 right now.
Anyways, I gotta hurry and pick some sticks up and water glass.
So that's me. I'm talking to Betty this morning. Like I left laundry in the washing machine.
I got this, and I got any mail? Or I got,
You gotta get
you got
the
the
mail.
mail. Any?
She's like, I got the mail. He goes, any?
I've never seen that clip before.
This kid's hilarious. I think the headline's like, he's a 3-year-old that's already going on 46 through 2 divorces.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's me.
We're halfway through the EST majors. EST Fun Spiel, presented by Lloyd Sad back in Feb. EST Golf Classic, presented by Play Alberta. Yesterday. Next up, August 8th, Nasty Bash. Stay tuned for more details next week. I'll get on that one. So Nasty Bash, and then I believe September 16th, Estes.
In my neck of the woods.
The Nasty Bash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I'm gonna do this walk. I'm gonna do this walk. I'm gonna prove it to Google that they got it wrong.
It's not going to work. You have to do it to there, not from there.
Why?
Because you're going to stop for donaires or you're going to get wander off.
No, I'll commit to the bit. I'll do Benny in the streets on Twitter, and I'll document my whole walk home. I was talking about it with my dad yesterday. He thinks I can do it in under an hour. So Google's lying.
So he wants to walk home from St. Albert Rugby Club for the Nasty Bash. And on Monday we were talking about it, and Google said an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Where in St. Albert are you?
Jensen Lakes by the Costco.
Oh, that's right by my parents. Yeah, that's a long walk.
An hour and a half is way too long.
Why don't you just crash at Paulie G's place? He lives like right across the street.
My new ball hockey team.
Yeah, there you go.
They're going to play
Oh, I've heard all about it. They were texting each other, a bunch of dorks.
Also, Ninjas are in the finals.
Sick.
Game 1 tomorrow. Thank you.
He's the one that started the click, so look at that.
Marc Lajoie, well done, sir.
Yeah.
Dragged this team into the final.
Nope. I did.
What'd you do?
Scored. Goal, 2 assists in a 8-3 win.
Okay, when was the goal?
To make it 3-2 for us.
Okay, so it's the game winning
That
goal.
was an important goal. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be like, oh, it's a 6th, 7th goal.
No. Our line had the first 3 goals of the game, and then from there our team woke up. It's good.
Well done.
So
Kickstarted it.
tomorrow, 7:00, South Soccer Center, game 1 of the finals. It's gonna be in business tomorrow. I'm already focused.
Bronco Nick says no chance, Benny. Takes me 45 to get to the Cal Tire by the hospital from Pineview.
Oh. See, I'm a fast walker though.
Yeah, but is there like...
I will start my timer. When I leave.
It seems like, based on what we did with Google there, like there's no easy path. Like you have to take like a...
Me and my dad were talking the way to go.
Same.
And I would go Ray Gibb for a little bit. And then I'd cut in to like Deer Ridge area or Riverside and like go through there all the way up until Jensen.
So you go up Ray Gibbing.
walk.
So yeah, but that seems like longer. Because you're going the other way. Like if you look at this map, Ray Gibbons going the other way.
It wants me because I'm up here.
I know, I have this to your house.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. So
That's a long. Just bring rollerblades.
Well, I know, because that doesn't count for the 1 hour and a half.
I don't own rollerblades, but I talked with my buddies the other day. Like, that's the best way to go.
You don't have a bike?
I have a bike. My dad.
Yeah, but he thinks he could do this in like an hour.
I
Or a
think,
little. He thinks he can do it under an hour.
I think I can walk in. I think I can get home in under an hour.
Matt's right. You would probably stop for like a donaire.
Well, that's the other thing too here. Like you're
I definitely would want
you will
to.
have had some drinks at the St. Albert Rugby
Yeah.
Club.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything good as you're walking by? According to this, there's got to be something to go get. But yeah, there's a Nietzsche's Pizza apparently.
Those are good.
That Nietzsche's. Me and my friends have been there at 3 a.m. way too many times.
Yeah, that's a good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're stopping for Nietzsche's.
Yeah, that is on the way too. That is still on the way. God.
Nasty Bash was great last year.
That's why I'm saying you have to walk to it.
So
If you
that
wanna
like
see
I'm
if you-
focused.
If you could see if you think you could do it in under an hour, you have to go to the Nasty Bash walking.
Yeah.
Because then I think you have a chance. If you're going home drunk, like you're not going to be walking at the right pace.
True. Be stumbling a little bit.
And I just don't think that, like, yeah, you'll walk by that pizza and you're like, you want to? I really want to.
God.
And I don't trust you. You're going to pause the time.
I'll live stream it. EST YouTube channel 2 a.m. I'm live streaming me walking home. No, but I honestly, I'm actually, I don't know. I just want to do it now just to like beat the narrative. I got all these doubters.
You know, like race walk, like
While drunk. Like, that's the thing.
yeah,
Like,
it's unnecessary.
I love walking when I'm drunk. I love it.
sure, but I
love
don't know if
walking
your
home.
pace. I see that's the one thing I don't know about you. I guess right now is I don't know
I
if
have
your
a good
pace
pace.
is higher or slower when
Yeah.
you're drunk.
I'd say
Oh,
it's
man.
similar. I walk in the hallways at Nate. There needs to be a built-in fast lane because I'm.
Oh god.
Well, I would like a
you
fast
don't have to worry about that anymore.
They should make a fast lane in the middle.
Yeah, they should. They should.
Well, you on the right,
everyone's going.
you stand on the right side when you're walking.
Yeah.
It's either way. You're on the right. The middle stays open. If you're fast, you can go zoom past someone. It's like if you ever
that's
like in the River Valley and you're running, it's the same thing. Like you walk. If the bikes come, the bikes go in the middle, and you kind of step over a little more to the right. That should be a thing. Just Jackson from the Bear. Stop in at Gracie Jan's.
Oh, Gracie Janes. Gracie Janes.
I haven't been there yet.
My mom does some singing, and she does like covers of songs. She makes her own songs, and she performed at Gracie Jane's 2 weekends ago. So yeah.
Everybody talks about it. I haven't been yet.
It is small, crammed, but it is awesome. The owner of Gracie's is great. She's awesome.
That's what everybody says.
My mom says she's like the life of the party and like is friends with everyone. You can be an 18-year-old girl going there talking about your boyfriend to her, or you can be some old grandma,
63-year-old.
Yeah, like she's everywhere talking to everyone. So yeah, it is a great spot. That Crown Tower. My mom was there last night. Yeah,
She would tolerate a meathead like my brother Paul.
Yes. I've yet to meet Paul. I'm so excited.
You were texting with him.
I know, but I've been
This is
texting
how it
him.
starts. You don't just meet right away. You gotta have the courting period, Tommy.
Yeah.
You can have him. He's
We're
yours.
getting the chemistry going for when we're on a line together.
Great. Wonderful. Whatever. He's
Yeah,
yours.
we
You
can't
can
wait to
have
talk
him.
about it too.
I have another brother anyway. I can't remember his name, but I have another one, so it's okay. You can have him.
By the way, hi Jess.
Hi, Jess.
Good talking to you. I was listening to her a bit yesterday with my driving back and dropping some things off. So 100.3 the Bear. 2 to 6. I think it's 2 to 6 she's on. I always forget these things now. Yeah, go check out Jess. 100.3 the Bear. Yeah, so Nasty Bash. Benny's going to try to walk home. I don't think it's going to happen.
I beg to differ.
Well, there's one way to find out now, Benny.
Yep.
One way to find out.
I'm gonna make this a thing. I'm gonna do it.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life's transition. Canadian storage provider. Be sure to buy Canadian. Right now, 4 weeks free on all units. Check them out, as I said, sentinel.ca. They got indoor, drive up, and outdoor parking solutions, all for you. This is the EST Hangout live on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, which is presented by Play Alberta. Might as well jump into Hangout headlines, brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. Book your tee time today by visiting theranchgolf.com, and also proud host to over 180 golf tournaments every year, including our second annual EST Golf Classic presented by Play Alberta. Might as well get into the news that... hey, actually, I forgot to do a shout-out to the Edmonton Oilers. Thank you for dropping the Isaac Howard trade last night.
Yes.
And not during the day.
Oh man, that would have been.
They clearly, Jeff Jackson, Stan Bowman were like, you want to know something? We got to get the EST Golf Classic proper. We're going to, I'm going to Play Alberta probably. I'm going to say they got it done.
Yeah.
Partners with them, partners with us. They're probably like, hey, we got a golf tournament. Hold up. But no, so thank you to Jeff Jackson, Stan Bowman for holding off on that trade until last night so then we could talk about it today and we don't miss out on it.
That was a pleasant surprise to wake up from my nap from. That was my post-golf nap. Woke up to that trade.
Does it surprise you that they traded away Sam O'Reilly for him? You know, this is a guy that they traded up for in 100%. The draft last year.
They were
very high on him.
I know Rick Pracey really liked him.
Sam O'Reilly?
Yeah, that's why they traded for him. Also, I want to correct myself. I said Robbie Brown. I meant Robbie Smith on the Reed Wilkins show the other day. I went back and listened last night, and I was like, what are you talking about, you dumb? Yeah, so they traded up for O'Reilly to get it to the first round in 2024. I really liked O'Reilly. Like, I enjoyed watching him at camp. I enjoyed talking to him. I'm like, this kid's going to be a player, and like, you can just shoot the breeze with him. He gets it. And he was on a London Knights team that's essentially a mini NHL team. Yeah. Obviously, they were great in the Memorial Cup, and the Knights are a powerhouse anyway. But I know a lot of people are super excited about this Isaac Howard kid, and sounds like he's got a tremendous amount of upside. And you have to be a damn good hockey player to win the Hobey Baker. And so I was just trying to figure out, like, I know they were on his. They wanted him, and we were talking about him last week. And the last thing I was told was Tampa was asking for something we didn't want to give up. They're too much. So maybe we just wait till he becomes a free agent. And then I was like, why? So I was like, why did you guys make this trade? And I was told if it hits big. If it doesn't, another massive hit to the prospect pool. That's how it was summed up to me.
Yeah. I was talking about my friends. I think Sam O'Reilly to me is like, I think going to be a fantastic third line center one day. Mm-hmm. Like I think he'll be great, or maybe even a second line center on a team that needs one. But I just think Isaac Howard's upside is higher, and the knock on this Oilers team for this past year was they're old and slow.
Yep.
And it didn't really matter in the playoffs because they proved they can still play and whatever. And the age was only there to help them get through be better in situations. But they needed to get younger, and they missed Holloway. They missed Broberg throughout this year, and they missed that young speed and that talent. And now they have 2 guys coming in the lineup next year with Howard and Savoy that are going to help supply that, which to me is... It makes sense for this trade as you're wanting to win cups now. Sam O'Reilly's still 2 years away from being a regular NHLer.
Probably.
Isaac Howard.
He's got to play in the minors.
Yeah. Isaac Howard will jump in and probably be on this roster, but I'd imagine for the full 82 next year. I'd be surprised if he gets sent down.
Yeah, well, I know where you're coming from, and there's probably some of that is negotiated.
Yeah.
So you're probably right, Benny.
Yeah.
But like, remember Rucker? This is what Dusty and I were talking about on the oil stream earlier. Remember that Rucker McGroarty?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how he kind of forced Winnipeg's hand to move him, and the Pens made a big trade for him, and he started the year there, and it didn't go well. He ended up in the minors, and there was a lot of hype around him.
Yeah.
And listen, man, like these NCAA players, they develop at a different pace, different scenarios and situations with whatever franchise they happen to be with will affect, the type of success that they might or might not have at the NHL level. But I'm always leery naturally of just giving to these NCAA guys or guys, and don't get me wrong, like what was he drafted? 31st overall?
31st overall.
Yeah. So, and then he wins the Hobie Breaker, and you can't like poo-poo that at all. This kid, he's got some swag to him, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what he can become, but I'm not ready to go, oh, he's getting 20, 25 for sure. He's going to be playing with Connor and Leon. To me, I'm always very hesitant to just bestow that on someone that's just coming into the NHL. Swag, no swag, track record, not. And I vividly, listen, this is a defenseman, but I vividly remember Justin Schultz coming to Edmonton. I was there for that. I got to know Justin. I think Justin Schultz is a great guy. I'm so happy he had a fantastic NHL career, by the way. But as mature as he was, and when he came to Edmonton and made his choice because he had a lot of suitors, he still needed time to figure out his game. And people got frustrated with him here, and they traded him away, and he couldn't defend. And
he was thrown right into the number one spot, which isn't.
Yeah,
it was the mistake right off the bat.
Yeah,
you're right, and you remember that, Matty. You were covering the team back then too, and this is a little bit. The team is way better than what it was back then, but still, I'm just like, I'm not ready to just be like, this guy is it. He's gonna be the solution. I'll be honest with you, I hadn't heard of him until they started talking about him at the trade deadline, or not the trade deadline, but the draft. Who? What did he do? Okay, let me read about him. Let me find out about him. I'm like, what? Okay, what's...
And I'll say the majority of people are probably in the same boat.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people like, we got to go get this guy. And I'm like, I'll probably argue that the majority of those people forgot about him or didn't know anything about him.
So it sounds like this kid's a player. I'm curious to see how he's going to do. I want to see him have success. I want to see that the Oilers hockey ops went and helped bolster this lineup. But I'm not ready to just be like, that's the guy. He's going to do it. He's going to be great. And someone texted into the morning show. I think it was someone named Paul. They said, you can't just expect him to slide right in with Connor and Leon. And this texter pointed out, who were the guys that have had success with Connor and Leon in 10 years of those two being here? There's only been a handful of guys really that have found a rhythm with those two. Hyman certainly. We've seen Nugent Hopkins slide over to the wing, and he's found success with those guys. There were times where Kane with McDavid maybe a little bit, but they're not the easiest guys to figure out how to play with. For crying out loud, we're talking about Vasily Podkolzin playing on Leon Draisaitl's wing, and that being some sort of solution. You just rip through Jeff Skinner and Victor Arvidsson. Adam Henrique ends up playing third line center. I'm rambling, but I think it's great. I like that the Oilers fans are excited about this. The potential sounds like it's fantastic. Button was loving it, but I'm not ready to go 25 goals for that guy this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think, in the part of just don't put too much expectations.
Yeah.
That's when the city's always had the issues.
Right.
with those players of the past. Just put them in spots that they're not maybe ready for. And it's like, well, why isn't it already producing? Bust, and
Yeah.
Good point.
like I think if he comes in and he posts 20 goals or something and does play top six,
That's
awesome.
yeah.
That's what I think they're sort of hoping here. But
Yep.
you also have to be ready for the fact that maybe he's an NHL ready. Maybe he's not ready to produce at that level in the National Hockey League. Not every player just goes in the NHL and immediately is a producer.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like, yeah, you still want to make sure you have a good, solid top six beyond him.
Yeah.
Now, what was do we know what the trade offers were prior? Like, was it, did the Lightning go up on it? Like, the Oilers apparently, they wanted a first from the Oilers, which would have been 2027.
Yeah.
Was that?
That
I
was-
guess so.
That would
Because I would have rather given up a 2027 first than
Yeah.
Sam O'Reilly. Because even if I'm trading Sam O'Reilly, what could I get in at the trade deadline for him for a legit NHL player?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
good point.
Versus
Yeah.
a 2027, then I don't know what's going on in 2027. And I just feel like there might be more of a value at the deadline for Sam O'Reilly than maybe a 2027 first.
Yeah.
But maybe the Lightning up there what they wanted.
That's probably
this
what it
is
was.
the only way
Yeah.
to go about it. But I thought the Oilers didn't want to give up that first of 27 maybe or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's maybe the Oilers said they wanted 2025 first round pick. So that's what the price was in the Oilers. Okay, if
Yeah, they
that's
didn't have that.
well, but once that's come, is that just move to a 2026, which the Oilers don't have. That's just I was just trying to figure that out because I would rather give up a 2027 first, and if I'm moving Sam O'Reilly, potentially do it at a deadline to see what player I get, than give up Sam O'Reilly today and try to use that 2027 first at the deadline this year.
I understand that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, this is time wise. There was talk about this trade even on day 2 of the draft, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I mean, that 2025 first round potential trade. Obviously, the Oilers didn't have their first rounder this year; it had already been traded. But if that conversation was continued the next day, then they had moved past the 2025 first rounder. Anyway, it's just
Yeah. Like 100%. Isaac Howard, we don't know what he's going to be next year. I'm seeing some projected lines, and I'm seeing he's paired with Connor McDavid. We'll see.
Tomaszek is going to be up there by the end of the season.
Yeah.
That's why I'm laughing, is because Andrew the accountant said Tommy should love this move. It might just move Tomaszek out of the lineup.
Yeah.
And he said he's just kidding. So I started laughing at that.
Is he gonna
Okay.
start 25 this year? Is that the number?
25.
Tody's on board for 25. We're going to be eating
I didn't
good.
hear this part. Reed told me that he had Jake Wallman at a certain goal. I think it was 15
Yeah,
goals
15,
think,
15
by
goals.
Christmas.
What?
No, that's what Reed came and told me. They said it was by Christmas, which is like a Leon Draisaitl-esque scoring pace.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
We're gonna be eating we already do when we go to BP Westgate, because Curtis and Tony and the whole crew are fantastic. They take great care of us and we love them. But we're gonna be eating even better at BP Westgate after these bets that we made. I think it was Collingwood Rob he's like, Tommy, I will witness the bet. I'm like, okay.
Witness.
He witnessed the bet that Tony and I made. It was awesome.
I think a positive sign to Isaac Howard is that he has a little bit of swagger to him. I think to me, like, if those guys that have that swagger and a little bit of a cockiness to them, I think they perform easier, or they're more up for the moment. I think instead of a guy that's a little bit more antsy and
I know what you
nervous.
mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you
it already kind of feels like he owns it. Like he knows who he is. To me, like, this deal is good right now. Sam O'Reilly is a good prospect. Isaac Howard's going to be a good player. To me, it's the benefits from this deal aren't going to come this year, and maybe not even next year. It's that year 3 of his ELC deal. To me, I think by the third year of his ELC, if he's making $900K, and he develops the way that his trajectory is looking like right now, that
20 goal scorer at less than $1 million.
Yeah, that's where when you're a team that's in a cap crunch, you're paying Boosh 10.5 and paying Draisaitl 14 and probably paying Connor 16 or something. Those type of guys, if he's playing your top 6 by year 3 of his ELC, making under $1 million, putting up 20 plus goals for you, that's a steal. Like, those are the type of deals that you look back like that. Those type of contracts can win you help you win Stanley Cup.
I'm very impressed that you're being fiscally responsible right now for the Edmonton Oilers. You make great points. So, like, he's right. He's right. Wow. You were fiscally responsible. That is wonderful.
I've had time to think about it.
But you are right. That is a good point.
Like
And you
that's,
need
I think that's
value
where they win.
contracts
That's the big winner in this to me is year 3 of that ELC. We'll see what he does next year.
Okay, we got a text from Jim Kardashian. Great handle, by the way.
Nice.
You got a good booty on you.
BBL?
Jim Kardashian says, in my opinion, Schultz rookie season is not a comparable to Howard rookie season. Dallas with Johnson and Stankoven seems like a better comparable surrounded by vets. My response to Jim Kardashian would be like the Johnson, Stankoven having vets around them. That I get it. I understand. And I'm with you on that. But Johnson and Stankoven compared to this Howard, it's different because Stankoven played in the minors.
Yeah,
he played in the minors. Yeah. And he had a great debut 2 seasons ago. Last year, he was not having a good year.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, and then
Settles in
fresh
Carolina.
opportunity in Carolina, played really well.
That contract's gonna be a steal.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And then Wyatt Johnston was quieter too.
Last year, the first half I remember I had him in fantasy. That's how I know this.
Tough playoffs, too.
Yeah. Tough
Anyway.
playoff. He got hot near the end of the regular season. I remember.
So being surrounded by the vets, I get it. I'm with you, Jim Kardashian. You got an NCAA guy coming in fresh and hot like this is different than Stankoven and Johnson the way they came in out of major junior and Stankoven playing in the minors for a bit. Go ahead, Maddie.
Well, no, Easy E just had 3 years. The cap will be 20 million higher just to the cap friendly point.
Yeah.
So right now for 27-28, the Oilers have a projected cap space of just under $63 million. But of that $63 million, here just quickly,
16.
Connor will have to get signed. They only have Leon, Hyman, Nuge, and Frederick signed for that season, along with now Isaac Howard. Defensively, Nurse is gone until 2030. Yeah. They've got a long time still. They would have Bouchard and Nurse, but they would need to fill out every other defenseman. And they don't have a goalie for that season because the goalie's up after next season. No. So it's easy to fill up some of that money. But the thing is, let's say the cap goes up 20 million though. And to Benny's point, you're now spending in that season less than $1 million on a 20 goal scorer top six. You could maybe go find that guy that, you could give a little extra money to because, well, we've got Isaac Howard.
Yeah. Like if you have a, let's say Isaac Howard's going to be a 25 goal scorer that by year 3 of his ELC, let's say.
What's a 20 goal scorer right now worth about? 6?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
6?
Absolutely.
6 right
so
now,
by
especially
then,
with the
we're
cap
saying
going
like
up.
maybe 8, let's say.
Yeah, that's
You got
$8 million
to
bucks.
spend,
That's
spread
$8 million
around.
bucks. You can go somewhere else, or maybe even like if you're lacking another top 6 guy, you can spend $8 million bucks on another guy to play with Howard because Howard's making under $1 million.
You'll just have to be ready to pay him the next year.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So you'll have to balance that part out.
100%.
But that's the thing. So that's to the ELC. Everyone always said like one of the things was they never took advantage of Connor and Leon's ELCs or but
Well, I mean,
it was also earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were all.
teams are-
But it's those
development
entry level contracts you need to go take advantage of. So that's maybe one of the things. If this pans out,
Yep.
boom, they've got the ELC. The other news to get to from yesterday as well from hockey, Gavin McKenna leaving the WHL to go to Penn State. I don't know if you guys saw the money for this.
He's going to get that NIL.
He was offered. Well, the teams can now do it.
Yeah.
because there was a ruling a couple of weeks ago that changed it all even more.
So
where
the-
it's like the
the-
teams now could do it.
They
I think
can
the
kind of
schools
like
can do it.
negotiate. Oh, wow. Okay.
There was
is
some
becoming
sort of
pro
ruling
hockey.
reasoning.
Yeah,
Well,
pro sports, sorry.
It literally is.
Well, so Michigan State offer was 200 to 300,000.
that was
Penn
not
State
enough.
offered 700.
Jesus.
They'll be the richest in college hockey history. Yesterday I think will be officially the day that. What do we call it? Junior hockey? Would that be considered? Is it all junior hockey?
Well, like the
Development like between CHL.
That
NCAA or yeah.
I'll just call it all junior hockey.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The day it changed.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
It has.
I don't know how the CHL challenges this for the top players.
It gets younger because now.
But you're not going to have
no.
first overall picks come from you, are you?
No, and that's going to be a big sticking point because the prestige
Yes.
of CHL teams and junior hockey, I think, will go down. And Belzy's been talking about this for a few weeks. Belzy's right in the muck when it comes to hockey, obviously, with the elite AAA teams and stuff like that are guys going to junior and college eventually. He says NCAA is basically going to be an alternate development league for the NHL now.
Yeah.
For guys who are free agents or soon to be drafted, that is the development league, and then your minor league system will be like kind of like a separate development league.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's crazy. Like the shift in the minors and junior hockey, Maddie, as you alluded to, obviously NCAA involved, is tectonic. Like the plates have shifted massively under the hockey world.
And we had a guest on our show this past weekend that is experiencing that.
Marc Lajoie.
Marc Lajoie, who was going from U of A to Omaha. Like we've been talking about it a lot too. It's like it completely changes the landscape of how kids are now going to go from minor hockey to a developmental stage if they're trying to make it to the NHL. My prediction, personally, I think the WHL, OHL, these, CHL in general, I think is going to be a lot younger of a league. It's going to be more of a you're going to develop players to go to the NCAA, I think is what it's going to become.
Pretty much.
Kids at 15, 16 that are good enough, that have something are going to go, okay, we're going to spend our high school years in the CHL. And then from there, it's like, okay, if you got one more year left before the draft, or if you're exceeding expectations at whatever age, the NCAA is that spot where it's going to be the top echelon of prospects that are either drafted in the NHL or haven't been yet. It's going to be that Hobie Baker Award is going to mean, I think, even more. Like now, after
There's just so many more players for it.
There's just so much. There's so much more talent. Yeah. Like Gavin, and this rule. I mean, it's perfect for Gavin McKenna. It came at a perfect time because you're telling me Gavin McKenna was going to have to go play another year in the WHL next year.
And what's he going to get better at?
He ran that show the whole year.
Exactly.
He was way too good for that league, and he would have had to go play another year. Like that. Like the kid was way too good for it already. So it's good for him that he's going to get another year playing against the best of the best of his age group and older. So
and then make a cool couple $100,000 in the process.
Oh my, yeah.
Like and just be king, on campus.
Oh yeah.
He's going to have a time.
Be the man.
But he better not cut class.
Well, he's not going to be the full man on campus. There's still Penn State Nittany Lions football.
Yeah, that's true.
Whoever I don't know who the quarterback is, but I'm sure that guy's a stallion.
They're a team that should be in the playoffs. Usually will be in the playoffs. So that's team one.
Penn State.
That's team one. El Presidente won't really affect the CHL teams for 18-year-olds except the elite ones. As Craig Button said, there were only 33 18-year-olds last year in NCAA over 60 teams. But that's the thing is that it's like the WHL was supposed to have 3 straight top picks possibly. They've now just lost the first one.
Yep.
And
there is a prestige to that. And even for teams, like it's one way to sell your teams, especially the teams that are struggling in a given year is, hey, Gavin McKenna's coming to town. Yeah. Come see Gavin McKenna before he goes big. Come see Connor Bedard before he goes big.
I'm sure that's what you have for McDavid in the OHL.
And now you can't do that. You won't be able to do that as much, or it'll be, hey, come see this guy before it goes to the NCAA.
Yep.
And that's where it's like, how does the CHL potentially react to this? And do they try to find way to get money themselves? Do they try to work with Hockey Canada to find some sort of funding to say, you want to know something? Maybe we start paying a little bit more for certain players. Maybe we go to Gavin McKenna and say they're going to offer you 7. Well, we'll offer you 8.
They could, but like you think about it now. Essentially, CHL teams being developmental teams for future pros. Outside of that, they are businesses. They are for profit. And it's like they could have done that before. They don't have the means. What were they giving the kids? What were they giving the kids for like allowance? Like $100 every couple of weeks or something?
The counter to that, those the Prince Georges of the world can't afford.
No, PA, Prince George, Swift Current.
But the Oil Kings and the Hitmen and the Giants, well, they're owned by... Well, actually, do the Canucks own the Giants? No.
It's a separate owner.
Okay, well, I'll just go Flames and Oilers.
But they're a destination team.
Yeah.
That's where I'll just be intrigued now if there's going to be money coming to the show. Because, there's also a pissing contest that comes with things sometimes.
100%.
Of course.
And it's, if you're the NHL, if you're Hockey Canada, do you want to see the number 1 overall pick constantly, now maybe Canadian, but coming from the NCAA, or do you want them to coming from Canada?
Canada, obviously, because that's your system.
Yeah.
And that's where are we going to see a point where Hockey Canada is going to be like, we don't want to promote that we have the most players drafted, which probably still will be the case. But how do we make sure we have the top player drafted? And how do we go about for the pissing contest to be able to go, no. The CHL once again produced the number 1 overall pick.
Maddie, honestly, it might force the CHL, sure, Hockey Canada, the governing body, and those other leagues to do a thorough rethink of everything.
Because we've been talking about a little bit how like the states had it pretty good with the USHL, and it seemed like their developmental system was good, and it was a discussion about like the goaltending, how goaltending or goaltenders are having a hard time developing in the CHL system right now.
Yeah.
And you can see the product. Like Canada's best goalie is Jordan Binnington. I mean, he had a great 4 Nations and all, but he's not Connor Hellebuck, Thatcher Demko, Jeremy Swayman, or even some of the European goalies, Ottinger. Yeah, like he's not one of those goalies. So it's like that's been a discussion too. It's like for goalies, even just through the CHL system, is there development compared to the States anywhere near as good? Hasn't been looking like it.
I think the US has taken over as the top model, and they've been doing it. Well, more kids than ever are playing hockey in the US. We know that.
Yeah.
It's obviously not cheap to play hockey, but they have created a model that has provided excellence on the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how Hockey Canada could try to replicate what the US is doing or try to do a hybrid. I don't know. It's in the end, it's the NCAA. Like it's college hockey. Like Canada will never have that level of college level.
No, but you do have the CHL. It's been around for a long time, and you just have to find a way to just. Again, there are going to always be players going, but you want to make sure your top draft picks are here.
Yeah.
And there's enough money for Canada hockey.
Yeah.
Like the money around Canadian hockey is there. Like you can go find it, I think. You can go get the sponsors if you think, I believe, to go maybe fund some of this. Chris does say, my question was, will Penn State let Gavin McKenna play for Canada at the next World Juniors? I don't know how often it works with the NCAA and all of that stuff.
They do let them go.
They do. I'd be shocked if that's the case. Like that'd be.
Dr. Octagon also saying this, assuming the 700,000 actually works out for the school. Penn State 700,000 is not a lot.
No.
Yeah, it's incredible the amount of money that those schools. I think I just saw a locker room upgrade for a football team that was like hundreds of millions, and I'm just like, and the alumni and
boosters.
There's
money.
There is huge money.
23-24 Penn State athletic departments had $220 million.
There you go.
That's pocket
expenses. That's how much they spent.
They built Penn State like a brand new arena to get that hockey program into Div 1 a few years ago. It's beautiful.
They tore it. Was it Penn State? I think they tore down the scoreboard. They just they blew it up and it fell because they're rebuilding it and stuff. And it's like where are these schools? And actually, I remember reading an article on this once. Is why they spend so much on the football locker room, football weight room, all that is actually the investment because you need the top stuff to get the top recruits because you need to be a top football team because when you're a top football team, you make the money and then it funds the rest of your department.
That's right.
Yeah.
So when you go spend $100 million on the renovations to the stadium, it's so that next recruit comes and be like, yeah, I want to go play here so that you could stay as one of the best teams in the nation so that the money keeps coming in. But for Penn State hockey-wise, 700,000, how many people are following Penn State hockey this year?
So many. We're probably going to see some of those games on national TV.
That's the thing. And for them, 700. They don't need to go win the Frozen Four. They don't need to go win anything. Right there, that's a $700,000 investment, and people are going to follow Penn State.
Everyone's going to want to watch Gavin McKenna now. Like that's they're following Penn State because he's there.
And quite frankly, how many people in Canada now know about Penn State hockey a little bit more?
Yeah. They have a couple Edmonton kids.
A lot.
But that's the thing. Like it's just right there for that program, especially the Penn State and what they have. 700,000 isn't a lot, and they've already got it. I would say money's worth. They were on Sports Center yesterday. This was announced on Sports Center in the U.S. Gavin McKenna put on Penn State hat. That marketing for Penn State, 700,000. That works for football. Hey, we're on national TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Works for all their programs.
You know what's incredible, like with the just the finances, like Maddie, you were outlining it with the boosters and alumni and all that. I remember my firsthand like experience of it, and this is like a 10, 12-year-old reference or whatever, but I went to OU Sooners versus Notre Dame NCAA game football, and the stadium in Norman is old. I think it's older than Common. I think it's like a 1950s or 60s stadium, and they've obviously renovated it a whole bunch. Big and big. It's like 85,000. Anyway, there's a wing of on one side of the stadium. It's like the Sooner or OU alumni wing, and this thing looks like it was just like all they did is they soaked it in money and built it up. And I'm like, it looked like the most immaculate like library. Everything is mahogany, gold trim, this, and I'm just like, what the hell? I'm like, this is the football stadium. It was just one side of the football stadium, but it was the alumni wing, and the boosters put the money in, and obviously they have people that are very wealthy that are very proud of their alma mater, and it's a different way of thinking about their school. It'd be like Kate's going to the U of A and being like, I'm building you a 8,000 seat arena for $500 million. And then I'm going to get some of my richest lawyer friends that also are several $100 million deep that are going to chip in, and it's going to be the sickest rink in the world. It's like
Going to the U.S. and just trying to paying off some football players to come up to go to play for the Golden Bears football team.
And
go grab a couple of Americans, pay them some cash, and make sure the Golden Bears are a better football team.
So that's like, the comparable. That's what they do down there. And it's just amazing. It's like, wow. Chris
Morris goes to the Elks, and they go, okay, we need a coach. Who's the best coach in Canada right now? Like, okay, we're going to go pay them. We need to go get that coach. We need to go, or is there, who do we need to, like, Chris is leaving, let's go spend.
Bob Stoops, I think, was the coach of the Sooners when I was down there. And he was, they had like they released, he was like the highest paid public employee in the state.
The majority of the states of the U.S., the highest paid public sector employee is either the basketball or the football coach of the university, of the state university.
It was incredible. I'm like, what the hell? It's like Maddie said, it's very common.
Oh, yeah, Jay saying that's our Golden Bears money. I'm talking, but I'm not. I don't have the money there, Jay.
You alumni.
I don't have the money like Daryl Cates does to be able to talk about it in that way. So apologies on that one. But yeah, like that, it's not the same. And I'm partly happy that our athletic programs here aren't fully the same because it's about still the schooling part to that. Which might, like the U of A, to me, it is one of the it's a very good academic school.
100%.
Very world renowned medical school. Just across the board, it is a solid academic school, and I never want to sully that for athletics.
I understand.
So there's that balance you need because you still want, and the U of A has, it's the best athletic department in the country. I'll still stand by that one because they have won a national title for like 20 straight years or 27 straight years. I'm like, it's a ridiculous amount. They've won at least a national title in one sport in this country.
Who won it for them? Was it tennis? With you and
couple years ago, it was tennis.
About it? Yeah.
It was tennis out of nowhere in August. They say, or like, because it's the August is for the season prior. So they had all the pressure in the world of the U of A, and no one knew, but they saved it.
Very happy for those Golden
But we have a
Bears,
great
Pandas.
academic department and athletic department in the States, though. It's, especially for the higher ones, basketball, football, most notably. Academics, depending, like Notre Dame, Stanford, academics matters.
Yeah.
You are not getting into that school without the academics, and they will keep you to it. But everyone else, so
I would assume McKenna has become like a phys ed major. With a minor in
And their school, like NCAA, and especially when you're going to look at football and basketball, it's going to get worse for the academics. Because now if you're really paying these players even more, like Gavin McKenna, I know I'm going to the NHL next year.
Yeah.
I'm making $700 right now. What are you going to do? Kick me out?
Yeah.
I'm not showing up to school that much. I'm mailing this in.
Yeah. I'll take my phys ed class.
Yeah. I'm good.
How do you think AHL guys are feeling right now? Guys slugging it out for like 65 G's a year. They're like second rounders 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're like, this guy goes, they open up these new rules and they make it like the Wild Wild West, and this kid's gonna go from the dub to making 700 G's.
He's 17
Maybe.
years old.
It's unreal. Well, and you know who kind of did something similar was Matthews when he went and played Switzerland.
Yeah.
Like it's
2 Americans. Or no, I'm not thinking of somebody else. Sorry, I know. Kevin
Yeah,
McKenna's not
anyway,
American,
it's
he's
just-
Canadian. Why was it? Okay, he went to America. That's
Yeah. But it's just it's fascinating.
Isaac
It's
Howard.
wild. They're just playing. Them's the rules, right? Like, and they're just playing within them. So Crazy.
Kyle Wander, Isaac Howard played for the USA. I think talking about World Juniors. But my question is, do they have a requirement to release you or not?
I think
That's the only because there's a difference. If you're Penn State, of course you're letting them go play them for the Americans,
yeah. I think they're
and you're not paying $700,000,
right. I still think they're pretty good about
I
that.
would
stuff.
hope so.
Yeah.
But I don't know now. Now we're gonna find out in
Yeah.
a few months. I think it's all good. But this is an NBA perspective. You know, Golden State let Steph Curry go play for USA basketball, and they said we don't want Andrew Wiggins to go play for Canada.
I remember that.
And I'll why is there a difference there? They're like it's. Oh, we were going to maybe trade him or something. They did. He went to the Heat eventually, but it's like, okay, well, why didn't he go play? Steph Curry went. If you're so worried, why is Steph Curry going?
Yeah.
I think America's a little different. I could see a situation where, Isaac Howard goes play for the U.S. for a team, but maybe if they have a choice, I could see them going, no, screw Canada.
Yeah. No, that's fair too. That's what makes it fun. It's kind of crazy.
Portions of this hour of the EST Hangout, they're brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out at highproductmarketing.com. And it was VR in the Nasty Chat saying he was going to Brett and his wife talking about the patches. And it was, now I remember the conversation because it was VR in the office picking up a hoodie that mentioned the patches, and that's where the whole conversation came up. So I forgot VR was part of it. So that makes sense of how that all connection happened. So thank you, VR, for one, not putting the idea in my head, but also talking to them so it got back to me. So thank you very much on that one. Highproductmarketing.com if you're looking for any sort of promotional products. We got Tommy, we got Benny, Matt here with you on the EST Angle presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts. More than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition. Canadian storage provider. Be sure to buy Canadian. We've got Lock Shop coming up next at 11 o'clock. We've got Oil Stream, EST Afternoons, no Gauger, just Hernan around today. And then the Reed Wilkins Show, Reed and Jay will take you until 6 o'clock. Edmonton Elks, they will take on the BC Lions on Sunday. Great interview between Dusty Eric and Sean White earlier this morning, as Sean White will be in town. Green and Gold kickoff show will be 4 o'clock as the Elks will look to make it 2 in a row. Let's get to over-under for Play Alberta. Download the app today. Visit them at playalberta.ca. Use promo code YEG50 when you deposit 5 or more and get a $50 free sports bet. The lines came out a couple days ago. I think we've already seen a little bit of shifting in it. So I should have opened up the app before I got to this. The line for Sunday. Oh, actually, Dusty first tweeted it. I could find it through my tweets here.
Also, is it 1,000,000 degrees in this studio right now?
This office always heats
know.
up.
It always gets cooking. Always.
So the line opened up 4.5. BC Lions 4.5 point favorites. It's already dropped down to 3. So it's dropped 1.5 points. Elks plus 129 on the money line. Okay, I'll over under. This line ends at 3.
Can you say that one more time?
Over under where it like ends. Well, if we set it at 3, is it gonna finish? Is it gonna go back BC's way? Is it gonna come down?
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna allow a push for this one because I've set it at 3. Over under on the final line for this game being 3. Hey, the Ticats and Red Blacks moved to minus 5.5. It started 4.5. I said it on Monday. I thought it was going to be 5.5. I'm not surprised by that. The Stamps are 5.5 point underdogs though, which surprises me.
I'll go under. I think the line will be.
Yeah.
They're going to anticipate a close game,
Yeah,
like a walk-off field goal, a la Sean White.
yeah. The
But
3
maybe it's
hurts.
Vincent Blanchard doing it this time around. White was fantastic with Dusty and Eric today. Honestly,
I think he confirmed something for me that I should have done maybe more reading and finding, but did he go back to BC because it was home, or did he leave Edmonton because Edmonton didn't want him anymore?
he said,
And he said Edmonton didn't want me. I don't think he's just joking about that. I think that was a situation where the team didn't want to pay, which is, hey, look, finally Vincent Blanchard's here.
He's been excellent since game one
So that would be
or after game one.
Brock Sunderland.
Who drafted him?
No, who let him go?
Oh,
yeah, 2022, 2021. That's Brock Sunderland going, we don't need Sean White. Okay. That worked
Well,
out.
who did they go and get? They went and got. Oh God, that was
we're talking about-
that was before Beatty and Faithful.
So 2021 was his last season with this team, it looks like. So 2022.
They had Sergio Castillo.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
And
yeah.
he was actually good.
Okay, they got him.
Yeah.
And then it was Chris Jones that got rid of Castillo.
That's right. Sergio Castillo was good. So they were.
Still should have kept Sean.
I would have kept Sean. And look what he's doing right now. He's
You know?
money. And he was like very much a part of the community. He's playing men's league hockey with Dusty. He was curling. I would see him walking his dog around downtown. Like, yeah, he had immersed himself in the community, and he's a great guy. And so I don't know, man. Like, there was obviously some poor decision making over the last 5 years under the green and gold umbrella, and we've talked about it at length. And you know what? Dusty got him to also admit another thing too. To talk about that photo behind him and his background on the video feed. It was like him lining up a field goal, but it was like a cool low angle from what I saw.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, Dwayne Mandrusiak ripped that off the wall and gave it to me when they told him he wasn't coming back. Like, I'm just like, oh, yeah, that was not good. Not good. But it kind of confirms that, right? Like, you're just like, geez.
Well, there's always that, like, why did he go? And he was one of the, I was like, well, I always forget. I was like, did he just want to go back home, or did they not want
I
him?
assume he wasn't demanding a ton of money. Like, you want to pay your kicker to keep them around and keep them happy, especially if they're the most efficient kicker in league history.
At the time, he had like almost no misses, or like one miss under 40 in like so many straight attempts. And then barely missed between 40 and 50.
Yeah.
He was really good. Right now, it's 24 degrees is the forecast for Sunday.
Perfect.
It's 24 Saturday, 27 Friday, 24 Saturday, 24 Sunday. So like, hopefully that holds, because the Elks have had a couple of rough weather around the game,
Yes.
or like leading into it. Might have been beautiful this past weekend, but it was raining during the day. So
Oh my God.
hopefully just nice day, tailgate could get going.
Did you use that in your Fired Up?
I can't remember if I
The
did.
rain,
No, I didn't. Tell them because I kind of vented to you.
about like, you showed up. It was pouring rain.
It was pouring.
It was pouring rain.
Yeah.
Well, you went and got food, and then you got told like, oh, it's raining. I was like, what? So you had your rain
I had
stuff.
my rain gear ready.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you get out there and it's like beaming hot.
Yeah.
and now you're sweating through your suit and
It
everything.
was
like,
so humid at the field.
yeah, like
I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, I just soaked my. It was
the
gross.
side I sat on. I had a raincoat and jeans and the jersey on, and I'm just sweating. I was like, oh my God. Luckily, the clouds came up around the second and third quarter. I was like, okay.
I am
can
thankful for the nice weather that came in, but I was just a sweaty mess on the sideline.
It just came right at the wrong time. It was like if that was the case earlier in the day, I was like, hey, you can prepare for it and be like, hey, all right, like I'll wear this, and it's not gonna be as humid on the field.
Yeah.
It didn't just rain.
I came into the media room for post game after we finished up on the field, and I was saying hi to everybody, and I gave Kayla a hug, and I was like, oh God, it just gross. I'm sorry, like in my mind, but no complaints, so we're good. But it just turned hot and it's humid. Hopefully it's just a nice day.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. Post to post.
I'll be great. Elks, Lions, Sunday. 3 week in the CFL, 3 game week in the CFL. Starting on Friday. No Thursday Night Football. 3 teams on a bye.
Nice.
It's going to be fun. And then what? Jays are going for 10 in a row tonight?
11.
Is it 11? They won 10 yesterday. Well, we'll see if they can load up more on at the deadline. Because we're getting closer to I think it's All-Star weekend after this weekend, or All-Star week. I think they go through this season, then it's All-Star break. So then next week is that quiet week in sports for like a few days. Like Wednesday comes and there's like nothing happening.
Because we just hit the midway point of the baseball season, didn't we?
Something like that. I'll also say, like, I'll throw this out there for the CFL. Like, you have 3 teams coming off of a bye. You should probably play a game on Wednesday.
Yeah.
No one else.
Yeah.
Like, I think MLS might be the only thing playing.
Yawn.
You could take on MLS.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Easily.
a day that screw Thursday Night Football. Play a Wednesday.
Yeah.
You got these. You could take 2 of these teams. You've got Bombers. You got Argos. You've got the Owls off. Like, give us a Grey Cup rematch on Wednesday. Put that on CBS Sports Network down south.
That'd be awesome. What last I saw, like MLS games, like get like 40 or 50,000 viewers nationwide.
Well, it's all moved to like Apple.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's
oh,
on.
right.
It's been for a couple of years.
Yeah,
Fox
yeah.
gets a few games here and there, just like Canada. TSN gets a few games.
Yeah.
But I don't think Apple's happy with the deal right now.
But then that goes back. You know what was fired up? I got mad about people that dumped on the CFL without actually.
Oh,
paying
right. Okay, I did hear that.
an average CFL game, and Dusty was pointing this out on Twitter the other day. He's like, the TV numbers are up, ownership's good, pointing out all these great things that are happening in the CFL. They're paying players more, salary cap went up a little bit, which is great. But like it's like 500,000 viewers coast to coast on average for any CFL game. So that's, I think a good Oilers regional game will get like 200 to 250,000. By the way, there was like Arizona Coyote games where they would get like 7,000 viewers. It was not good.
Wow.
Yeah. So like, the first game of Hockey Night in Canada that it usually would get like around 1 million and usually involved the Habs or the Leafs. And then the second one would get like 750, 800,000. So 500,000 for any CFL game is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And I think it's even up.
Well, I think there was a 700,000 game this year.
Awesome. Yeah.
I think there was one that was very high. I want to say Riders and Lions might have been it.
And they're getting, I think they get like 100 and something thousand viewers on CBS Sports as well for these games. I've had buddies down in the States text me and they're like, what the hell are you doing on CBS Sports? I'm like, I don't know. What am I doing? They're like, you're doing football. I'm like, why are you watching the CFL? Yeah, I was just flipping channels, saw there was a game on, and there's you. And I'm like, hey,
There you go.
hello. But it's kind of neat.
Also sad that Gager's not in the office today.
Why? What happened?
Big news in F1.
Oh, Christian Horner.
Sacked.
So vibes around the team were bad. I was hearing the sports updates from Rick.
So what I gather is like, okay, Red Bull is like not happy with things. Obviously, step back this year. They've seen Wheatley go.
Yeah.
They've seen Newey go.
Yeah.
And now they're seeing like Max is going to go. And that's the final straw. Like everyone's leaving because of you. You've caused this. And now this is like in sports, it's almost like that full owner coming in reset. We're gutting our management. We're gutting coach. Rebuild begins. I think to me that it's one of two things. Either Max says, I'm staying if he goes, or this is they know Max is leaving
And it's just,
and they're pissed off and it's okay, let's clean house and do this from scratch. But like 20 years or something.
yeah. And you would see Max's dad get into it with Horner too, like Jos.
Yeah.
He used to be a driver too, so he wasn't afraid to tell Horner how he felt about things, which is interesting. You know what? Also, you mentioned the people that have left on the team side for Red Bull. Them getting Yuki into the seat, I thought was like, okay, this is not going in a good direction. No offense to Yuki, he hasn't been it. Like, I know they dogged on Checo, but Checo actually performed decently well for a good chunk of time in that second seat in Red Bull, dealing with Max's crap and
Well, he helped Max in many ways.
yeah, and adapting to Max's setup for the car and all that. It was also interesting to hear the rumors of Max maybe going to Mercedes to team up with Russell. Because George and Max hate each other, basically. They've been feuding publicly, which has been lovely to watch. But they just brought in Kimi in Mercedes. He's 18 years old.
The lot of talk, though, is more that George and him will switch. George will go to Red Bull.
Really? Because
Max would
people are
come
saying
to-
like it would be them on the same team.
I've seen a lot of people saying that this is almost like, in a way, like a trade type thing. Here.
Interesting.
Russell Mercedes would give up Russell, move on from him to bring in Max, and then Russell
That
would go
makes
to Red
more
Bull.
sense. That's okay.
This is where we're gonna engage her in today.
This
we'll have
where
to wait for
Joaquin
tomorrow
would
for the
know.
full details. But that was just, that got me today. I opened up my phone, I was like, got the notification, Horner out. It's like, whoa. And they stuck around with him with all those allegations of the sexting
Yes.
and all that. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that they could have done this last year
Totally.
and maybe kept Wheatley and maybe kept Newey, maybe kept Max. It's like, oh, you guys may have bungled it by trying to stick with Christian Horner when maybe at the time you should have went, get out.
Yep. Thank you. You were great. Go to Kick Sauber or whatever the hell they're called now. You know, it's great to see buddy that used to be Ferrari's principal.
Binotto or Binotti? What is it?
Matteo Binotti. Anyway, I call him the Italian
Binotto.
Yeah. He looks like the Italian Egon Spengler. And he's with is it Kick Sauber?
Yeah, because I was looking up some things because Wheatley went there and he's in charge of everything. He's like the CEO and like running everything there now, and he brings a Wheatley to be team principal. They have their big result this weekend, and then they're going to be auditing next year.
Yeah. And isn't Cadillac coming in too? There's a couple new teams coming in.
Yeah, well, Audi's taking over this team.
Okay.
But then there's supposed to be at least one, or is there two more teams? 2026 Formula E.
Formula E.
Does it tell us who's coming in? When do new teams come? Entries.
I think it's in a year or two.
1, 2,
Have you
3,
watched
4,
any
5,
F1?
6, 7, 8, 9.
That's
10,
something
11.
that I gotta get into more. My dad's a big fan.
It's fascinating
Yeah.
because they're all a bunch of whiny little spoiled rich kids.
Yes, that's
that were great
that's-
go-karters.
Yeah, that's great
Yeah,
go-karters.
they were.
Maybe get a Mario Kart.
They would be tremendous at Mario Kart.
Cadillac Formula 1 team comes next year,
Yeah, I thought so.
and they will be using a Ferrari power unit.
Oh. Also, I saw headlines saying that Nico Hulkenberg is like a top 5 driver. He gets on the podium once in like 12 years and he's top 5 quality. Get the hell out of here
here's
with that.
What happens if he has a good car? Have we ever seen him in a good car?
No, he's been on crappy Haas cars. And
So what if he was in the Red Bull car or like he was in the McLaren car? Would
why
he be
didn't
up
they
there?
ever go to him and be like, you know who we need? Nico Hulkenberg. Why did that never happen?
I'm looking at next year. Sorry, but I'm looking at next year.
He's a
Mercedes
very
has
pleasant guy, though.
Yeah.
Mercedes has no one booked or signed for next year as their drivers right now.
Not even Kimmy?
According to the team for 2026
Oh, wow.
on Wikipedia, no one is listed as a driver for the team next year. Red Bull's second team doesn't have either driver. Only Max is signed with Red Bull. Williams is locked in.
Yeah.
McLaren's locked in.
McLaren.
Haas is locked in. Ferrari's locked in. Audi's locked in. Aston's locked in. And Pierre Gassie's the only one with Alpine. So there's a lot of open seats for next year right now. And if Max is leaving, that's what, there's a swap of where does he go, like Mercedes or whatever, and then it opens up the other spot. But George isn't signed for Mercedes next year right now.
Interesting. Okay. That makes it interesting. What is also fascinating too, like for Max, like he had just clean break. And like, I don't even think it's the sheer volume of money for him because he's got to be making like hundreds of millions a year. Because remember like Lewis, when he was at the top of his game, I think he pulled in like 120 million, something ridiculous. Like it's not a money thing. It's, if he's like so hungry to win,
Well, I think it would be the win.
he'd have to go to the right team.
He's 27. He's got 4 world titles. It should be 3. Lewis
I was
has
on Max's side for a while.
7. Should be 8.
Yeah, I'm liking Lewis more and more. Not that I never
I want him to get 8. He
didn't
deserves
like
it.
him, but
Because he should have had 8.
Yeah.
And Max would have had his, like we saw it, he would have had his wins still. What's his, Massey?
Michael
Massey just
no,
ruined everything.
Mikey, no, that's not
ruined
right.
everything.
Have you ever heard that?
No.
Oh, I'll find it. It was Toto Wolf.
From where?
He's the principal at Mercedes,
Okay.
and he is a very fascinating character too. His name is Toto Wolf.
That sounds like quite the name.
Yeah, you hear him talk. And so anyway, this was 2021, the end of the race, the last year, and it was Max and Lewis, or 2022. And it came down to like the last race, down to like the last couple laps. Canadian guy, what the hell is his name? Nicholas.
Latifi.
crashed like really late. They had to go under yellow, and FIA governing the stewards were like, okay, everybody, they made Max go in front of
He got to pass the people that he lapped.
There was 3 or 4 cars.
But the rules were everyone is supposed to do that.
Yes.
And they only let Max do
Yes.
that. So that messed with things.
And Max had fresh tires. He had pit right before the yellow, or was it a red, one or the other. And Lewis was not able to pit. And so when they dropped the flag to let them go to finish the last 2 laps, Lewis couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
Max passed him, and
Massey cherry picked on those rules.
Yeah.
If he was going to let everyone Max pass, everyone was supposed to then do it. But he didn't let everyone else do that. Or he was supposed to be like, no one gets to do this. They should have just red flag that one, if anything. Latifi was funny, though. I always like go and find some of his highlights.
Oh, God.
Because I think it was Latifi. Latifi screwed up in a formation. He crashed in formation, the formation lap, because he screwed up. That's just where you're just driving very easy in the beginning. There's also a time
He
where...
crashed?
Yeah.
he was not good.
There was a time where he made a right turn when he wasn't supposed to, because they have different like turns, I think, for different types of races. And he turned the wrong turn. He just heard him on the radio, be like, oh, the car jumped on me. I was like, no, you actually turned it, dude. We can see the video of you turning the car. He was the worst. But he'll always be known as the guy costing Lewis Hamilton a world title. Because if he doesn't crash, Lewis wins it.
Oh, I love what he's not right, Mikey. Yes, Latifi. Do you know Latifi? Like, you never saw him in Drive to Survive. They were doing a driver's parade at the start of a race, and he actually had to go to one of the guys that was mic'd up beside him, one of the more prominent drivers, and be like, hey, do you think they'll actually put me in here on Drive to Survive? And they actually stuck it in there. Okay, so this is it. I'm gonna crank it up here. This is Toto Wolf, by the way. Here we go.
No, Mikey, that was so not right.
I just love it. No, Mikey, no, it's so not right. And he's like just this big German guy. His wife is like a Scottish lady that she's like very prominent in the racing world too.
Wow.
And yeah, he's German, but he was like Polish and his name's Toto.
Toto.
Yeah, he's like this big guy and he works out all the time and he loves he's very meticulous with his breakfast because F1's for billionaires, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I just find I really like Toto. I find him very amusing. No, Mikey, no, it's so not right.
This is a fun season of F1 where it's like now there's a bunch of moves they'll have for next year.
Okay.
But it's still there's a half a year left of racing,
Yeah.
which could make things a little weird.
It's like it's a soap opera.
Yeah.
And
That's how I've heard
some
it.
people are so turned off by it. I used to be, and then Gager and Rick got me onto Drive to Survive, and now I'm just like, well, I'm hooked.
It's like one of the best things about the NBA is their drama of players. movements.
100%.
You know, it's just seeing who's going to go where now. And, now Katie's in Houston. And it's just all these moves. Luka and Lakers. The soap opera of it makes it sometimes just extra fun.
Just if you get a chance, Benny, just YouTube Gunther Steiner.
Okay.
He was with Haas.
Yeah.
He was their team principal, and they sucked. And they still suck. And Gunther had some just like amazing quotes. He's not Italian, but he's not German, and he's not Swiss. He's from this like weird province that really isn't associated with any country.
Well, yeah, I think it's the part of Italy that's so close to Switzerland that they feel they're like Swiss almost, but they're actually Italians.
It's just like I don't know how I can't remember the proper term for it. Anyway, he's from there. So he speaks German, he speaks English, he speaks Italian, he speaks French. He's a very fascinating guy. He's a smart guy, but he's just a character too. And like he would be so hard on his drivers. You'd have to call was it Richard Haas, the team owner, and be like, yes, no, we were not good this week. Wankers, we're a bunch of wankers. and people just like loved him because he was so crazy. He's like a cartoon character.
Chris in the Nash chat saying, isn't he from Malta?
Malta. Is that it?
Well, I just looked at his Wikipedia and it says he's from Italy. From Murano, South Tyrol, Italy. He lives in North Carolina.
Tyrol. That's the
South
area.
Tyrol
It's like
is the province
Yeah.
of Italy. So it's very northeast of it. So I think that's Switzerland that's right next to it.
it's kind of like its own thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
technically it's in the
Town,
boot.
yeah. In the boot.
In the boot. But yeah, there's just some. And actually, I didn't like Zach Brown, who's the team principal at McLaren, and then I like him even more. Like I find him to be like he's a down to earth guy. He made his money on Wheel of Fortune.
Wow.
He had a big night on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
And it got him going in motorsport. And
Who
he
is
just
this?
worked. Zach Brown.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No.
And he worked his way up, and now he's the head of McLaren. And
Wow.
he
Plays hockey.
Yeah, he plays. He's friends with Andrzej Kopitar.
Uses a bag wheel.
He uses
A
a wheelie bag.
bag.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Of that region, this South Tyrol, and I'm Italian, I should be able to say it better, but I don't feel bad after reading this. Of the 116 municipalities in that province, 102 have German speaking, 8 have Latin speaking, and 6 Italian speaking majority.
Yeah, it's
so it's
weird.
majority speaking, like a German majority speaking in that area.
Because Gunther Steiner, A, that is not an Italian name. B, he sounds German.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's also a fascinating character. Bunch of wankers.
Isn't that like a UK term?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get you get that's
Wanker?
a bad thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
called
not
a
good,
wanker.
yeah.
Ted Lasso was called a wanker when he first joined Richmond.
Yes.
For anyone that watched Ted
Matteo,
Lasso.
they followed around Gunther Steiner in one of the last seasons the last year he was with Haas, and I think it was right before they broke it off with him and it was over. He went and met up with Matteo Binotto, and they're like in like olive fields and orchards, and he's talking to him, and Binotto's just like sipping on a cafe, and he just looks so calm. And I'm like, why do you want to get back into it? You guys have made so much money. They want to win, and it's kind of like a pissing contest too. But
There's an ego thing.
it totally
Like I also
yeah.
sit there and wonder, like sometimes, like especially soccer, but some other coaches, like you get fired, like an NHL coach. Let's just go there. Peter Laviolette. Why do you want to coach anymore?
Great question. He's
Yeah.
won a cup.
You've coached a lot.
done
Have
it.
made like. Why wouldn't you just want to go enjoy retirement?
Yeah.
Like you can. Like that's the thing. You could retire. Like why continually like go, some of those are like why continue and go get jobs?
Yeah.
Why do that? Why if you're Bill Belichick, why sign with North Carolina?
So his
Why-
girlfriend
See, I
can
was
go
gonna
to
say,
college.
yeah.
But-
That's exactly
But
what I
it's
was
just
gonna say.
there's that ego. There's the legacy.
Yes.
Like you're just now. It's almost a drug, I would say,
Yeah.
where you're addicted to go win or to
fair.
get into this, and it's just not something that you can just go give up.
It's so interesting. It really is. One thing I'm jealous of with the F1 teams is the swag they get. They get like great apparel. It's just plastered in
Now, you should be
ads.
mad that was it Chris Westcott or whatever,
Westcott, yeah.
because he applied, didn't he?
Yep, for Williams.
And did he turn it down or did he just?
He was in the mix to be one of their communications guys. And he's Quesky, as we like to call him. He was our second reporter at Oilers TV and head writer. We had met him when he was with the Oklahoma City Barons as an intern. And we loved him and we hired him. We brought him up from OKC. He's from Rochester, grew up in OKC. And he loved college football, loved hockey. And anyway, he ended up working for the Blackhawks for a year, then went to the Devils with my old boss, Mark Ciampa. Then now he's doing NCAA back in OKC. But he interviewed for Williams and he's like, I might get this job. He's like, what can you tell about F1? I'm like, do it. This is amazing.
Get me free stuff.
Yeah.
But he's like, I don't want to travel around Europe, and they go to like Saudi Arabia and and like Japan and stuff. I'm like, what are you complaining about? He's like, I don't want to go to Argentina. I'm like, you're on a private plane. You're there for 4 days. Everything is amazing. He goes, I don't know, man. It's not my thing. And he's like, I'd be on. I'm like, isn't Williams one of the worst teams? I'm like, yes. But they're all
cares?
billionaires.
Yes. Who cares?
You're living a crazy lifestyle. And his wife is from OKC, so he's like, nah, man, I'm just gonna go back to Oklahoma. I like NCAA stuff. I'm like, you're an idiot. Thought I taught you better.
What's he doing down there?
He's not with a team. He's in charge of like communications and building up like sponsorship programs for all NCAA teams on all sports. So
He's just helping out a bunch.
he like coordinates like ad campaigns and this and that, and so it's still like broadcast related. It's just like he oversees. So he's climbed his way up, and he gets this. They bought a house, and he lives in Oklahoma City. They're having a kid. Congrats, Quesky.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he gets treated way better than he did up here and with the Blackhawks, and I think he had it pretty good with the Devils.
So you're saying if I get an opportunity in F1, take it?
Just go. You'll be just fine.
And then
You'll
when
be
it comes
just
to
fine.
Montreal, you'll get us free tickets.
That's right.
and
Yeah.
Give us free sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and then become buddies with Toto Wolf, and
Yeah.
then we want to
Go be great with whatever team you are, then go get hired with a different one.
Yeah, that's right.
And
exactly.
work your way up.
Exactly.
Go play hockey with Zach Brown, and then maybe McLaren.
Yes. Apparently,
Perfect.
Zach Brown, according to Sean May, former Oilers PR guy,
Yeah.
who's now the Kings PR guy, says he's a really good dude, loves the Kings, and him and Kopitar are super tight.
What you could do is like be like, hey, one-on-one game for a job. If you're at a lower
You
team.
win.
Boom.
Boom.
You better win. You're
Yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah.
We don't want anything else.
Come on.
A few more minutes left here in the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. I'm very excited because come tomorrow, it is it's the return of Big Brother, season 27.
Oh, my
Yeah. Jasmine was talking about it on
The
chat.
house guests are availed. Apparently, there's supposed to be a mystery house guest.
Boston Rob,
He was never in Big Brother,
not
but
yet.
maybe.
He just wins every like reality show he's on, doesn't he?
I don't know. Did he win Amazing Race? Was he on Amazing Race with his wife? I thought they were.
Amber.
Did they win? I don't know. I never watched Amazing Race. I only watched the first few seasons of Survivor or something. But I know. I think usually the mystery house guest is kind of. Well, actually, Julie Chen did say it's going to be like a divisive one.
I'm looking at this right now.
It's Ted Cruz.
I realize I've never watched an episode of Big Brother.
It's season 27. Jump on.
Yeah. I think I need to.
It's not as good
No.
as it used to be. They need to get back to their roots. They need to get back to what it was at its finest, which was just right. Like they have too many twists now, and the twists just ruin it. And production gets involved, and it's like, go away. Just give me a season of Big Brother with like almost no twist. They just have to play this damn game where it's competitions. There's head of household. There's nominations. There's POV. There's POV ceremony. There's someone evicted. That's it. Just get me back to that. And bring back the food and luxury competitions and make people eat peanut butter and jelly all week.
Ooh.
That used to be their punishment. Like you'd have to eat PB&J all week. Now they have this thing called slop, which
that's a punishment?
everyone else could eat whatever they want that's in the house, and you could only eat PB&J.
I'm good.
And then give me luxury competitions.
good.
Those type- Like just get me back. Like do a season of Big Brother like you were doing it in season 5. Very small twist. Like the twist they used to be like, these two are half siblings. They don't know it. We threw them in a house together and they figured it out. And it's like, holy crap, what's going on here? They had a twins thing where these two twins were rotating their time in the house. They'd like one would do like 12 hours or whatever, and then they switched. And then one would do a day, and like and if they got to a certain point and no one caught them or they didn't get evicted, they both got to come into the house. Like those type of twists.
That's
do
neat.
those.
Yeah.
But there's these other ones that are just weird and I hate them. But yeah, Big Brother back tomorrow. And since it's summer, I could talk a little bit about it on the Hangout. Apologies to everyone else.
Bones with the last second history lesson, which I appreciate. You learn something new every day. Bones says Tyrol was Austria until the end of the First World War. It was ceded to Italy, but still identifies as mostly Germanic.
Italy actually won something in a war.
That's amazing because they don't usually.
Wow, I'm stunned. It's because the joke usually is what's the smallest bark in the world? Italian war heroes or something like that.
Oh God, that's so true and awful and hilarious.
Lock Shop coming up next. Dusty and Jay. We've got Oil Stream, Dusty and Tommy. We got EST Afternoons with Hernan. Reed Wilkins Show. Jay and her Reed for the first time since like a week and a half or so. That's all to come here in Edmonton Sports Talk. One more time, thank you to everyone, all of our partners, our sponsors, to the golfers, to the listeners that allowed us to take the day off yesterday for the second annual EST Golf Classic presented by Play Alberta. It was a wonderful day. Also, shout out to Mother Nature for a hot day, second straight year as well. So thank you. Thank you to everyone for that. It was a great day. Nasty Bash, it's up next. Less than a month now to the Nasty Bash. Stay tuned for details on that. On behalf of Tommy, Benny, I am Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage and your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Edmonton Sports Talk, which is presented by Play Alberta. Up next, it is the Lock Shop with Dusty and Jay. Don't go anywhere. They're up in just a few minutes.
Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today